Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that touches many of us, either personally or through the people we love. Loneliness in old age, it's often a quiet struggle, something that creeps in after retirement, the loss of a spouse or friends, or when our daily routines change. But here is the most important thing to remember. Growing older doesn't have to mean growing isolated. It can be a time for rediscovering joy, purpose, and connection. Today, we'll explore practical, heartwarming ways to fill your golden years with friendship and fulfillment. First, let's talk about mindset. It's easy to think it's too late to make new friends, or everyone is busy with their own lives. But that's a story you're telling yourself, and you have the power to rewrite it. The first step to overcoming loneliness is to shift your perspective. Instead of seeing this phase as an ending, see it as a new beginning, a chapter where you have the time and wisdom to invest in what truly matters. Start by being open to new people, new experiences, and new possibilities. A simple smile to a neighbor, a friendly chat with the cashier at the grocery store, these small acts of openness can crack the door to connection. Believe that you are worthy of friendship and that there are people out there who would be lucky to know you. This shift from a closed-off mindset to an open one is the foundation for everything else we'll discuss. It's about giving yourself permission to be seen and to see others. Now, let's get practical. How do we turn that open mindset into real-world connections? Start with what's already around you. Your community is likely brimming with opportunities. Check out your local senior center, community hall, or library. They often host a wide variety of activities from book clubs and card games to gentle yoga and art classes. The key is to pick something that genuinely interests you. If you love to read, a book club isn't just about discussing the plot. It's about sharing perspectives with people who share your passion. If you've always wanted to paint, an art class provides a shared goal and a relaxed environment to chat with your classmates. Don't pressure yourself to make a best friend on day one. Just go with the intention of enjoying the activity. The social connections will often follow naturally when you're doing something you love. It's a low-pressure way to put yourself in a new social environment and meet like-minded individuals. Another powerful way to combat loneliness is through volunteering. This is a double win. You're not only meeting new people, but you're also finding a renewed sense of purpose. Think about the causes you care about. Do you love animals? Your local shelter likely needs volunteers to walk dogs or socialize with cats. Are you passionate about literacy? You could volunteer to read to children at a local school or library. Many hospitals need friendly faces to greet visitors, and museums often rely on volunteers as guides. When you volunteer, you become part of a team working towards a common goal. This shared purpose creates an instant bond. It shifts the focus from "I'm lonely" to "I'm helping." This sense of contribution is incredibly empowering and can fill a void that retirement may have left. It reminds you that your skills, your time, and your wisdom are still incredibly valuable to the world. In today's world, technology can be a fantastic bridge to connection, not a barrier. If you feel separated from family or old friends who live far away, video calls can make it feel like they're right there in the room with you. Platforms like Skype, FaceTime, or Zoom are easier to use than you might think. Ask a grandchild or a friendly neighbor to give you a quick tutorial. Seeing faces instead of just hearing voices makes a world of difference. Beyond that, social media can help you reconnect with old classmates or colleagues. There are also online forums and groups dedicated to every hobby imaginable. Gardening and birdwatching, two classic films in history. You can share your interests and have conversations with people from all over the world, all from the comfort of your home. It's about using technology as a tool to expand your social circle, not replace it. Don't underestimate the power of lifelong learning. Our brains are designed to stay curious and active, and learning something new is a fantastic way to meet people. Many community colleges offer discounted or even free courses for seniors, covering everything from history and foreign languages to computer skills and creative writing. Imagine learning Italian and then joining a conversation group to practice, or taking a history class and then going on a field trip with your classmates. Enrolling in a course provides a structured routine and a built-in social network. You automatically have something in common with everyone in the room: a desire to learn. This shared experience creates a natural starting point for conversations and friendships. It keeps your mind sharp and your social calendar full. Sometimes, The best companion has 4 legs. The bond between a person and a pet is truly special. Caring for a dog or a cat provides structure to your day, a reason to get up in the morning, and a constant source of unconditional love. Walking a dog is a fantastic way to meet other dog owners in your neighborhood. It's an instant icebreaker. Even a cat, purring on your lap, can provide immense comfort and chase away the silence in an empty house. If owning a pet full-time seems like too much responsibility, consider fostering for a local rescue or volunteering at an animal shelter. The companionship and sense of purpose that a pet provides can be a powerful antidote to loneliness. Let's also talk about the importance of routine and small, daily actions. Loneliness can feel overwhelming, but you can fight it with small, consistent steps. Make a habit of leaving the house every day, even if it is just for a short walk around the block or a trip to a local coffee shop. When you're there, put your phone away and look around. Make eye contact. Smile at people. You'd be surprised how a simple, warm gesture can be returned. Schedule regular phone calls with family and friends. Don't wait for them to call you. Be proactive. A weekly chat can become a cherished ritual that you both look forward to. These small habits create a rhythm to your life and ensure you have regular points of social contact, breaking the cycle of isolation before it can take hold. Finally, and this is crucial, don't be afraid to ask for help. There is no shame in feeling lonely. It's a human emotion, just like any other. If your feelings of loneliness are persistent and leading to sadness or depression, it's important to talk to someone. This could be your doctor, a therapist, or a counselor. Many organizations offer support services specifically for seniors. Sometimes, just talking about how you feel with a professional can provide immense relief and give you strategies to cope. Remember, taking care of your mental and emotional health is just as important as taking care of your physical health. Reaching out is a sign of strength, not weakness. So, to recap, start by shifting your mindset to one of openness. Explore what your community has to offer, from senior centers to volunteer opportunities. Embrace technology to connect with loved ones and new friends. Never stop learning, and consider the joy a pet can bring. Build small, daily habits of connection. And most importantly, never hesitate to ask for help when you need it. Growing older is a privilege, and this chapter of your life can be one of the most rewarding. It's a time to reconnect with yourself and with the world in new and wonderful ways. Now, let's talk about rediscovering old passions and maybe even finding new ones. Remember that hobby you loved but never had time for? Maybe it was painting, playing the piano, or woodworking. Your golden years are the perfect opportunity to dive back in. Dust off that old guitar, set up an easel, or get your hands dirty in the garden. Engaging in a creative activity is not just about passing the time. It's a form of self-expression that brings immense satisfaction. It engages your mind, keeps your hands busy, and gives you a wonderful sense of accomplishment. And who knows, your hobby could become a bridge to connect with others who share your passion. That brings me to my next point. The power of community. You don't have to look far to find it. Local community centers, libraries, and senior clubs are buzzing with activities. They often have book clubs, card games, exercise classes like gentle yoga or tai chi, and workshops on everything from technology to local history. Stepping into one of these groups might feel a little daunting at first, but remember, everyone there is looking for the same thing. Connection. Just showing up is the first brave step. You might find yourself laughing over a game of bridge or having a fascinating discussion about a book. These shared experiences are the building blocks of new friendships. Technology can also be a fantastic friend. In today's world, our loved ones might be scattered across the country or even the globe, but they're only a click away. Learning to use a smartphone or a tablet can open up a whole new world. Video calls with your children and grandchildren allow you to see their faces, share in their daily lives, and feel like you're right there with them. You can watch them open birthday presents or hear about their day at school. Social media platforms can also help you reconnect with old friends from school or previous jobs. It's like a digital reunion. There are also online groups and forums dedicated to specific interests, from classic movies to gardening, where you can chat with people from all over who share your passions. Another incredibly fulfilling way to combat loneliness is through volunteering. Giving your time and skills to a cause you care about creates a profound sense of purpose, whether it's reading to children at the local library, helping out at an animal shelter, or assisting at a food bank. Your contribution makes a real difference. You're not just filling your time. You're making your community a better place. This work connects you with other like-minded, compassionate individuals, and the feeling of being needed and valued is a powerful antidote to loneliness. You have a lifetime of experience and wisdom to share, and volunteering is a beautiful way to put it to good use. Never underestimate the power of lifelong learning. Our brains are designed to be curious and to keep growing, no matter our age. Many colleges and community programs offer courses specifically for seniors, often at a reduced cost. You could learn a new language, study a period of history that fascinates you, or take a creative writing class. The process of learning keeps your mind sharp and engaged. Plus, the classroom environment is a natural place to meet new people. You'll be sharing a journey of discovery with your classmates, learning and growing together, which is a fantastic foundation for friendship. Physical activity is another key component. Moving your body is not just good for your physical health. It's wonderful for your mental well-being, too. Joining a walking group, a water aerobics class, or even a dance class gets you out of the house and interacting with others. Exercise releases endorphins, which are natural mood boosters. Sharing that post-exercise glow with a group of people creates a special bond. You're all working towards a common goal of staying healthy and active, and that shared effort can lead to supportive and lasting friendships. Even a simple daily walk in your neighborhood can lead to friendly chats with neighbors. Sometimes, the best companion can be a furry one. The unconditional love of a pet can be incredibly healing. The responsibility of caring for a dog or a cat gives your day structure, feeding times, walks, and playtime. A dog, in particular, is a great social catalyst. Taking your dog for a walk is a natural conversation starter with other pet owners in the park. The quiet, gentle companionship of a cat purring on your lap can be deeply comforting on a quiet evening. The love you give to a pet is returned tenfold, filling your home with warmth and life. It's also important to be proactive in your existing relationships. Don't wait for the phone to ring. Pick it up and call a friend or a family member just to chat. Invite a neighbor over for a cup of tea, or suggest a regular lunch date with an old friend. Nurturing these connections takes effort, but the rewards are immense. People are often busy with their own lives, but a gentle nudge from you can be a welcome invitation to reconnect. Reaching out shows people you care and are thinking of them, and more often than not, they'll be delighted to hear from you. For so long, many of us were taught to be strong, to be independent, to not show vulnerability. We might feel embarrassed or ashamed to admit we feel isolated, especially after a lifetime of building families, careers, and communities. We might think, I shouldn't be feeling this way, or I don't want to be a burden to anyone. But hiding this feeling, pushing it down, only gives it more power. It's like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. It takes a lot of energy, and eventually, it's going to pop back up, often with more force. By simply saying to yourself, yes, I feel lonely right now, you're not surrendering to the feeling. You're taking control. You're shining a light on it, understanding it, and preparing to take action. This act of recognition is incredibly empowering. It shifts your perspective from being a passive victim of a circumstance to an active participant in your own well-being. It's the moment you stop just enduring the silence and start looking for the music again. Think about it this way. If you had a physical ache, you'd acknowledge it, right? You wouldn't just ignore a persistent pain in your knee. You'd pay attention to it, maybe try some gentle stretches, and if it continued, you'd seek advice. Emotional pain deserves the same attention and care. Acknowledging loneliness is your first step toward healing. It's the permission you give yourself to start seeking solutions, to open yourself up to new possibilities, and to mend that part of your heart that is aching for companionship. Once you've acknowledged the feeling, you can start to get curious about it. When do you feel it most? Is it during quiet evenings? On weekends? Maybe it's the absence of a morning phone call you used to get. Understanding the specific triggers can help you formulate a plan. This isn't about dwelling on the negative. It's about gathering information. You are now the detective of your own emotional landscape, looking for clues that will lead you to a more connected life. So, the first big takeaway today is this. Give yourself grace. Let go of any shame or guilt associated with loneliness. It's a universal human experience that many people of all ages face. Recognizing it isn't a weakness. It's your first great act of strength on the path to overcoming it. This simple, honest admission opens the door to all the other steps we're going to talk about. It's the key that unlocks the potential for new friendships, new hobbies, and a renewed sense of purpose. Now that we've taken that vital first step of acknowledging our feelings, what comes next? How do we translate that awareness into action? Well, the next step is about reconnecting with yourself and your passions. Often, when we feel lonely, we lose a bit of ourselves. Our days can feel unstructured, and our own interests get pushed to the side. It's time to bring them back to the forefront. Think back to a time when you felt truly engaged and alive. What were you doing? Were you painting, gardening, playing a musical instrument, or maybe getting lost in a good book? Your passions are a powerful source of joy and fulfillment, and they don't just disappear. They might be a little dusty, but they're still there, waiting for you. Pull out that old guitar, buy a small set of watercolors, or visit the library and check out a book by an author you used to love. Engaging in a hobby isn't just a way to pass the time. It's a way to connect with the core of who you are. When you're absorbed in something you love, you're in a state of flow. Time flies, worries fade, and you're actively creating your own happiness. This recharges your spirit and reminds you of your own value and capabilities, which is a fantastic antidote to feeling isolated. Once you start reigniting those personal passions, consider sharing them. This is where we start building bridges to others. Let's say you've rediscovered your love for gardening. Could you join a local community garden, or perhaps a local gardening club on social media? If you love to read, what about joining a book club? Almost every community has one, either at the local library, a community center, or a Ben online. These groups are amazing because they offer instant connection based on a shared interest. The conversation is already built. You don't have to struggle with small talk. You can immediately dive into talking about your favorite characters or debating the plot twists. And it doesn't have to be a formal club. Maybe you have a neighbor who also has a beautiful rose bush. Strike up a conversation over the fence about it. Sharing a simple tip or a compliment can be the seed of a new friendship. The key is to use your passion as a starting point. It's a low-pressure way to interact with people. You're not just walking up to a stranger and saying, "Will you be my friend?" You're saying, "I see you also love this thing that I love. Let's talk about it." Another powerful way to reconnect is through learning. Our brains are wired to learn new things throughout our entire lives. It keeps us sharp, engaged, and confident. Sign up for a class. It could be anything: a cooking class, a language course, a pottery workshop, or a computer skills class at your local senior center. The environment of a classroom is naturally social. You'll be working alongside others, learning together, sometimes failing together, and celebrating successes together. This shared experience creates a natural bond. Plus, acquiring a new skill gives you a wonderful sense of accomplishment and a new topic of conversation. Volunteering is another fantastic avenue for connection that also provides a deep sense of purpose. Your lifetime of skills and experience is an incredible asset. Animal shelters, hospitals, schools, food banks, and museums are almost always looking for dedicated volunteers. When you volunteer, you're not just meeting new people. You're contributing to your community and making a tangible difference. This sense of purpose can be incredibly powerful in combating feelings of isolation. You become part of a team working toward a common goal, and that feeling of being needed and valued is immensely fulfilling. Finally, don't underestimate the power of small, daily interactions. Make it a point to connect with people during your everyday routines. When you go to the grocery store, make eye contact and smile at the cashier. Ask them how their day is going. When you're out for a walk, say hello to the people you pass. These might seem like tiny, insignificant moments, but they add up. Each small exchange is a little deposit in your social bank account. It reminds you, and the people around you, that we are all part of a community. These micro-connections help to break the pattern of isolation and reinforce the feeling of being part of the wider world. So, to recap this section, rediscover your hobbies. Share them with others in clubs or groups. Embrace lifelong learning by taking a class. Find purpose through volunteering. and cherish those small, daily human interactions. Each of these steps is a proactive way to build new pathways to connection. It's not about magically making loneliness disappear overnight. It's about planting seeds. Some will sprout quickly. Others might take time. But by tending to your garden of social connection, you will, without a doubt, see new life begin to bloom. Now, let's address the elephant in the room for many people. Technology. For some, the word itself might seem intimidating, but I promise you, technology can be one of the most powerful tools in your arsenal against loneliness. It's like a bridge that can span any distance, connecting you with loved ones and new friends from the comfort of your own home. Let's start with the basics. Video calls. Platforms like FaceTime, Skype, Zoom, or even the video call feature on WhatsApp have revolutionized how we stay in touch. Seeing a person's face is so much more powerful than just hearing their voice. You can see your grandchild smile as they show you their latest drawing, or share a laugh with an old friend who lives across the country. It closes the emotional distance in a way a phone call just can't. If you're not sure how to use these tools, don't be afraid to ask for help. A child, a grandchild, a neighbor, or even staff at your local library or senior center would likely be more than happy to give you a quick tutorial. A few minutes of learning can open up a whole new world of connection. Beyond video calls, social media can be a wonderful place to reconnect and find community if you approach it with the right mindset. Facebook, for example, is fantastic for finding groups centered around your interests. We talked about hobbies earlier. Well, there's a Facebook group for everything. Whether it's classic cars, bird watching, a specific author, or even a group for alumni from your high school, you can find your people there. In these groups, you can share photos, ask questions, and have conversations with people from all over the world who share your passion. It's a way to be social on your own terms, at any time of day or night. Then there's the world of online classes and communities we touched on. Websites like Coursera or platforms like Skillshare offer courses on thousands of topics. Many universities also offer free online lectures. You can learn about art history, quantum physics, or how to write a novel, all while interacting with fellow students in discussion forums. It's a way to keep your mind active and feel part of a global community of learners. Let's not forget about entertainment. Feeling connected isn't always about direct conversation. Shared cultural experiences are also a form of connection. Streaming services allow you to watch the same new show as your family, so you can call them and talk about it. First and foremost, let's talk about the power of social connection. It's not just about passing the time. It's about nurturing our mental and emotional well-being. And one of the most effective ways to do this is by actively seeking out social engagement. Think of it as an adventure. Your local community is likely teeming with opportunities, just waiting to be discovered. Let's start with community centers and senior clubs. These places are specifically designed to bring people together. They often have a packed calendar of events, from card games like bridge or mahjong to book clubs, craft circles, and gentle exercise classes like Tai Chi or chair yoga. Don't be shy about walking in and asking for a schedule. The hardest part is often just taking that first step through the door. Once you're there, you'll find yourself surrounded by peers who are also looking to connect. You already have something in common. You're there. Strike up a conversation. Ask someone about the class they just took or the book they're reading. You'd be surprised how a simple "hello, I'm new here" can blossom into a wonderful friendship. If you have a spiritual or philosophical side, religious gatherings or community groups can be a fantastic source of connection. Churches, synagogues, mosques, and temples are not just places of worship. They are communities. They often host social events, coffee mornings, volunteer opportunities, and study groups. These environments are built on shared values and a sense of belonging, which can be incredibly comforting and a great way to meet like-minded individuals who offer mutual support and understanding. But what if you're not ready for a big group setting? That's completely okay. Social connection doesn't always have to be a big, planned event. It can be found in the small, everyday interactions that we often overlook. Make it a point to engage with the world around you on your daily errands. When you're at the grocery store, smile and say a genuine good morning to the cashier. Ask your barista how their day is going. If you see a neighbor while you're getting the mail, don't just wave stop for a moment. Ask about their garden, their pets, or their family. These brief, positive exchanges add up. They remind us that we are part of a larger community, that we are seen, and that we matter. These little moments of connection can be a powerful antidote to feelings of isolation and can significantly lift your spirits throughout the day. Let's expand on this idea of finding connection in your immediate environment. Consider becoming a regular somewhere. It could be a local coffee shop, a library, or a park. When you frequent the same place, you start to see familiar faces, and they start to recognize you. The staff will learn your name, maybe even your usual order. Other regulars will start to nod and smile. This creates a sense of belonging and predictability that is incredibly grounding. You're not just a customer. You're part of the fabric of that place. This can be a low-pressure way to build a network of casual, friendly acquaintances that make you feel more connected to your neighborhood. Another fantastic avenue for social connection is volunteering. What are you passionate about? Do you love animals? Your local animal shelter is always looking for people to help walk dogs or socialize with cats. Are you a book lover? The library might need help reshelving books or running a children's story hour. Do you enjoy gardening? Look for a community garden project. When you volunteer, you're not just giving your time. You're joining a team of people united by a common purpose. This shared goal creates an instant bond and a powerful sense of accomplishment. You're making a difference, and you're doing it alongside others. It's a win-win. The community benefits from your skills, and you gain a whole new social circle. Now, let's talk about rediscovering old hobbies or picking up new ones. What did you love to do before life got so busy? Was it painting, playing an instrument, dancing, or woodworking? Now is the perfect time to dive back in. Look for classes or workshops in your area. Joining a painting class, a community choir, or a dance group introduces you to people who share your passion. Learning something new together is a fantastic way to bond. You can share tips, encourage each other, and celebrate your progress. And if you can't find a class, why not start your own small group? Put up a notice at the community center or library. You might be surprised who else in your area has been wanting to find a chess partner or start a small gardening club. In today's world, we can't ignore the role of technology. While it can sometimes feel isolating, it can also be a powerful tool for connection, especially if mobility is an issue. Video calls with family and friends who live far away can bridge the distance in a way a phone call. Seeing a loved one's face makes the conversation feel much more personal and intimate. There are also online communities and forums for virtually every interest imaginable. You can find groups dedicated to classic films, a specific author, a type of craft, or even your favorite historical period. These online spaces can provide a sense of camaraderie and a place to share your thoughts with people who get it, no matter where they are in the world. Just be sure to practice online safety and stick to reputable websites. Let's also touch on lifelong learning. Many colleges and community centers offer continuing education courses specifically for seniors, sometimes at a reduced cost. These can range from academic subjects like history or literature to practical skills like learning a new language or mastering digital photography. Enrolling in a course puts you in a stimulating environment where you're not just meeting new people, you're also keeping your mind sharp and engaged. The shared experience of learning and discovery is a wonderful foundation for building new friendships. It's also important to remember to be a friend to yourself. Embrace your own company. Cultivate hobbies you can enjoy on your own, like reading, gardening, or listening to music. A healthy relationship with yourself makes you more open and available for healthy relationships with others. It reduces the pressure to find fulfillment solely through external connections. When you're content in your own skin, your interactions with others become more about genuine connection and less about filling a void. First things first, let's acknowledge that feeling lonely is a completely normal human experience. Life changes. Kids grow up and move away. We might retire from a long-held career, or perhaps we've lost a dear partner or a friend. These shifts can leave a quiet space in our days. They used to be filled with noise and activity. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign that we are human and we crave connection. The key is not to let that quiet space become a permanent void. Instead, let's think of it as an open invitation to new experiences and new people. So, where do we start? Let's talk about the power of routine and getting out of the house. It sounds simple, but creating a small, daily ritual can make a world of difference. It could be a morning walk to the local park, a daily trip to a favorite coffee shop, or visiting the library. The act of going to the same place around the same time each day creates familiarity. You'll start recognizing faces, and soon, those familiar faces can turn into friendly acquaintances. A simple hello to the barista or a nod to a fellow park walker can be the first step in building a new social web. It's about creating opportunities for casual, low-pressure interactions. Now, let's build on that. Look for groups that share your interests. Do you love reading? Join a book club. Many libraries and community centers host them. It is a fantastic way to not only discuss something you're passionate about, but also to hear different perspectives and meet people who love stories as much as you do. Maybe you're a keen gardener. Look for a community garden project. You can get your hands dirty, enjoy the fresh air, and bond with others over the shared goal of making something beautiful grow. From chess clubs and walking groups to choir practice and painting classes, there's a group out there for almost every hobby imaginable. The shared interest is an instant icebreaker, making conversation flow much more naturally. Technology can also be a wonderful bridge to connection, not a barrier. If your family and friends live far away, video calls can be a game changer. Seeing a loved one's face while you talk is so much more personal than a simple phone call. Platforms like Skype, Zoom, or FaceTime are surprisingly easy to use once you get the hang of them. Don't be afraid to ask a younger family member or a neighbor for a quick tutorial. They're usually happy to help. Beyond family, social media can connect you with old friends from school or work. There are also online forums and groups dedicated to specific interests, from classic film buffs to knitting enthusiasts. You can find a whole community of people who share your passion, right from the comfort of your home. It's about using these tools to expand your world, not shrink it. This brings me to a particularly powerful antidote to loneliness: volunteering. There is something incredibly fulfilling about helping others. It gives us a renewed sense of purpose, and it reminds us that we have so much to offer. Your life experience, your skills, your wisdom, these are invaluable gifts. Think about what you enjoy doing. If you love children, you could volunteer to read stories at a local school or library. If you're a great cook, a soup kitchen or a community center could use your talents to provide warm meals for those in need. You could also offer your time at an animal shelter, a museum, or a local charity shop. The act of giving back not only fills your time, but also fills your heart. It shifts the focus from what you might be missing to what you can give. In helping others, we often end up helping ourselves the most, creating deep and meaningful connections along the way. It reminds us that our kindness and experience are not just valuable, they are needed. Another wonderful avenue is lifelong learning. Our brains love to be challenged, and learning something new is a fantastic way to stay sharp and meet new people. Many community colleges and local centers offer courses specifically for seniors, often at a reduced cost. You could learn a new language, take up pottery, or finally figure out how to play that guitar that's been sitting in the corner. Enrolling in a class automatically places you in a group of like-minded individuals who are also on a journey of discovery. The shared experience of learning, making mistakes, and celebrating small victories together creates a natural bond. It's a reminder that we are never too old to grow, to learn, and to make new friends. Let's not forget the power of four-legged friends. For many, a pet can be a source of incredible comfort and companionship. The unconditional love of a dog or a cat can do wonders for our mood. A dog, in particular, encourages you to get outside for walks, which, as we discussed, is a great way to meet neighbors. The simple act of caring for another living being, feeding them, playing with them, and looking after their needs provides a sense of purpose and a structured routine. Of course, owning a pet is a big responsibility, so it's important to choose one that fits your lifestyle and energy levels. If full-time ownership isn't for you, consider volunteering at an animal shelter. You can get your dose of animal affection without the long-term commitment. Finally, and this is crucial, don't be afraid to be the one who reaches out. Sometimes we wait for the phone to ring or for an invitation to arrive, but why not take the initiative? Call up an old friend you haven't spoken to in a while. Invite a neighbor over for a cup of tea. Suggest a lunch date with a former colleague. People are often just as busy and just as hesitant to make the first move. Your simple act of reaching out could be exactly what they needed. 2. It can feel a little vulnerable at first, but the potential reward of rekindling a friendship or starting a new one is more than worth it.